This is a named tweet. It's called Piece of the Puzzle. And it's about war. War is a puzzle box to be solved. There are levers, buttons, things to push and pull. We can shake the box. It'd be easier if we could just pull and pull. But that won't solve the puzzle. So we push here, we pull there, we press a few buttons, and before long, ... So I've framed war as a puzzle box. I've framed war as a puzzle box. And I think that due to the increasing complexity of our world at large, the economic world, just the fact that we have 7+ billion people running around, all that need education, resources, food, all this stuff, shelter. So much of our world in the third world, especially the third world, they have nothing. We have so much privilege. We have the privilege of doing analogies and abstract framings about war. Meanwhile, over in Yemen, people are being slaughtered. Now, I'm not sure, I don't know, just exactly what's going on between Saudi Arabia and Yemen in terms of how can you rationalize all this killing? Why is the United States helping? Since the days of President Obama and continue with President Trump, why is this happening? That's really what most people get left with. They get left with this idea of why are we killing people? Why is this happening? And I think nowadays we really can't risk the idea of a military war with China or Russia or one of these major nuclear armed countries. Iran, we can't really, in the United States, we can't allow that to happen. We might not be able to stop it, but if we can, we should. So, Piece of the Puzzle frames it as a puzzle box to be solved. War is a puzzle box to be solved. There are levers, buttons, things to push and pull. So what we've seen, and I believe, I hope, I really hope, I believe in hope, I have faith. Oh God, please save us, God. I have faith that we can find non-military solutions. We've already started with things like sanctions, economic sanctions, and limiting travel, things like that. These little soft things. It's not directly bombing somebody, nuking somebody, killing somebody. But in the long run, of course, if you put enough economic sanctions onto a country or a place, person, anything that affects their economy, yeah, people are going to die. But they die sort of passively. And in this sense, it's kind of a win-win to go with a non-military war, because for whatever reason, I don't think anybody really wants to kill people. I don't think the leaders are like, look, let's go out and let's kill people. But that is what happens. And so I don't want there to be war. I'm not a neocon that I think we can find other ways to make money. I don't think there needs to be any sort of war in the long run. But at the same time, it's kind of the nature of the beast. It's the nature of humanity. We have our disputes. We have our egos. We want power. We want dominance. Look at what China's doing. And we have U.S. exceptionalism, of course. We have all these different things, all these different aspects to why we're the best. America number one, nationalism. And I don't solve it with absolutes. I don't go, well, we absolutely do this or absolutely do that. I do err on the side of nationalism. So, levers, buttons, things to push and pull. You can make a deal. You don't have to attack. Attacking, to me, is in response to an attack. And that's only if the conflict can be resolved almost immediately. I don't believe in these endless wars. We have to get out get out of Afghanistan, get out of Iraq. It's not happening soon, folks, but I want it. You have to get out of other countries. Stop fighting these wars for people that frankly don't even necessarily want us to be there. I'm sure the progressives watching this channel, all three of you, hopefully more, but we'll start with three, work our way up, can agree we really don't want to be locked into what Tulsi Gabbard calls the counterinsurgency wars and the endless interventionist conflict. We can shake the box. This is a Scott Adams linguistic footprint. It talks about shaking the box. I think I've seen Kanye use that one too. We can shake the box, and it would be easier if we could just pull and pull, but that doesn't solve the puzzle. Pulling and pulling, in this case, could refer to either always pulling troops out, because you can't just, I know I just spoke that we want to stop these things, but the reason why it's a puzzle box, the reason why it's framed this way and not, and that's what it is because when you're handling like a puzzle box, sometimes you have different kinds of wood puzzles and different things like that, and or even the puzzle games on the video game systems, whatever you might. Leave a comment below with your favorite puzzle game. You'll be pulling things out and moving things, turning things. You'll be doing all kinds of stuff to this box. Not just pulling everybody. Let's get everybody out of Iran and out of Afghanistan. Not Iran, Iraq and Afghanistan right away. If we don't do every move, if not every single move we do is to get people out, then I'm not on board. See, that kind of thinking doesn't do it for me. So it'd be easier if we could think that way, but it doesn't solve the puzzle. So ultimately, we have to take an adaptive, like I said about my resolution earlier, an adaptive approach so we can push here, pull there, press a few buttons, and before long, hey, maybe we can find peace. And in some of these cases, I wouldn't hold my breath because, there's tactical positioning and there's the fact that, and I agree, we should have a big stick kind of military. I believe in a $1 trillion budget for it. But I think that we should be focusing that, if we're going to talk about the here and now, not the history books, not other countries, not this, not that. America should really focus on Space Force, because the research and development opportunities there, the kind of technology that can be, worked on, discovered, proliferated, nuclear energy, generation 3 and 4 nuclear will be part of our increased presence in space. So I think there's a lot of opportunity there. It doesn't have to, a big military budget can be jobs for people here, innovation here in the United States. It doesn't have to be killing some random person that happened to cross your gun overseas in one of the 7 or 8 or more wars we're having right now. So it's a frustrating topic, looking at it, because nobody wants endless war. Only you'd have to be a true psychopath. You'd have to be a true psychopath to want that. So that's a piece of the puzzle.